Hello to everyone who is watching this video. The purpose of this video is basically to present to you all the calculation under the topic of LCC that we have done and taken from December 2016. Based on this slide, this is the question. A private client is considering to construct an office building in Perak within the site area of 3,000 meters square that was bought 2 years ago at the cost of 400 meters square. The allowable gross floor area in the location is based on the plot ratio of 1/3. He is interested to know the total present cost of his proposed project. Based on the information given below, advise the client. Inflation and taxation are to be ignored.
So the calculation will start off with calculating the total construction cost and the total development cost. Total construction cost consists of building costs, infrastructure costs, and preliminary. As for this question, the building cost is 22.5 million. Infrastructure cost is 20% of building cost, which equal to 4.5 million, and 5% of preliminary, which equal to 1.3 million. So the total construction cost is 28.3 million. As for the development cost, it consists of building costs, infrastructure costs, preliminaries, contingency, and pre-development costs. The contingency is 3%, which equal to 850,000, and the development cost is 2 million, which the total will be equal to 31.2 million. First is the calculation of the land cost. We are using the amount of 1 and 4 years at 8%, which the value is equal to 1.3605. It is then multiplied by the cost of the land, which is equal to 1.2 million, and the total is 1.6 million. Next is the total construction cost, which have been calculated earlier, which equal to 28.3 million. Next is the annual management cost. It is 10% of the construction cost, which equal to 2.8 million, and we are using years purchase for the annual management cost at 50 years at the rate of 8%, which the value is equal to 12.2335. And the total of the annual management cost is 34.6 million. Next is the maintenance and operating cost. It is equal to 150,000 per annum. Multiply with the years purchase at the rate of 8% at 50 years, which is 12.2335, similar as the previous one. And the total for the maintenance and operating cost is 1.8 million. Next is the calculation for the utility bill. As for this question, it is already mentioned that for the first year, the amount of the utility bill is 100,000, and it will increase 10% for every 5 years. So we are using the present value of 1 at the rate of 8%. So the total utility bill is equal to 275,000.
The next part of this calculation will be the replacement of minor. Referring back to the table, it has been stated that replacement of minor services will be done at every 8 years with a total cost of Rm 200,000 ringgit. By using the present value of 1 and a discount rate at 8%, in the year of 8, we will get 0.540268 Year number 16 is 0.2918905. Year number 32 is 0.085200. Year number 40 is 0.0460309. The total PVF would be 0.9633903 multiplied by Rm 200,000 ringgit. We will get Rm 192,678.06. Moving on to the replacement of major. It has been stated in the table that replacement of major services will be done at every 12 years with a total cost of Rm 400,000 ringgit. By using the present value of 1 and again discount rate at 8%, in the year of 12, we will get 0.3971138. In the year of 24 is 0.1576993. Year 36 is 0.0626246. Year number 48 is 0.0248691. The PVF total would be 0.642306 multiplied by RM 400,000, we will get RM 256,932.72. In order to get the total cost, it will consist of land cost, construction cost, annual management cost, maintenance and operating costs, utility bills, replacement of minor and replacement of major. We will get the total of RM 67225,035.28. Based on this slide, this is question number 2, which consists of A and B. A is MSA Enterprise is considering two alternative proposals of property to expand its business. The company requires the quantity surveyor to calculate the total annual equivalent of both alternatives. You can pause to look at the data below. B is advise the client on the best option for long-term investment by comparing the percentage breakdown of each cost components.
The answer for question 2A, in order for us to calculate the total annual equivalent for both alternatives, which is for property A and property B, firstly, we have to find the initial cost. In order for us to find the initial cost, it is very easy because the formula is annual sinking fund, we add up with the interest rate. So as you can see from the question, in the table, it is given that the value for annual sinking fund and the value for interest rate for both properties are the same, which is 3% for annual sinking fund and 7% for interest rate. So the value of annual sinking fund, you can find it in the Paris valuation table. You can refer it yourself, and we add up with the interest rate, which is 7%. So when we get the value, which is for property A, it is 0.0910193, and for property B, the value that we get is 0.0859393. After that, we gonna times the value with the total initial cost that is given in the table before, which is for property A is 500,000 ringgit, and for property B it is 525,000 ringgit. So after we total it up, we're gonna get 45,509 ringgit and 65 cents for property A, and 45,433 ringgit and 13 cents for property B. So next, after we find the initial cost, we're gonna calculate the management cost. In order for us to calculate the management cost, it is very easy because we only need to times the total value given with the whole year. Since it is stated in the table, the management cost given for property A is 1,000 ringgit per month, and for property B, it is 1,200 ringgit per month. So we just times the value with 12 months. Why 12 months? Because we need to find the value for the whole year. So after you total it up, we're gonna get 12,000 ringgit for property A and 14,400 ringgit for property B.
Right now, I will be explaining on redecoration for both building A and B. The Paris table suitable for this question is present value of 1. Both of the buildings have an economic life of 30 years. However, the number of years to decorate is different. For building A, it is every 3 years at 7,000 ringgit with 7% interest. So, the years of the buildings have to be decorated are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and 27. Total up the present value and you'll get 3.7284858. To get a cost for building A, multiply 7,000 ringgit with 3.7284858, together with 0.091. 0.091 can be obtained from the initial cost, which has been explained by Alicia earlier on. The total cost is 2,375 ringgit and 5 cents. For building B, it is every 5 years at 7,000 ringgit with 7% interest. So, the years of the buildings have to be decorated are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. The total value is 2.1578168. To get a cost for building B, multiply 7,000 ringgit with 2.1578168 together with 0.0865. The cost is 1,306 ringgit and 56 cents.
Alright, so for the next part of the video will be the calculation of fittings and furnitures. Replacement will be done for every 10 years. So let me remind you that both property have different economic lifespan, in which property A is 30 years and property B is 35 years. Therefore, we will be using amount equivalent because we need to find the exact amount at separate economic lifespan for both properties. In order to achieve it is by using this formula. The formula is the amount obtained from the table multiplied with the sum of BB of 1 for every replacement years. For example, property A has 30 years economic lifespan, therefore replacement would only be done at year 10 and 20. Property B will be done up until year 30 as it has 35 years lifespan. Then multiply it with the annual sinking fund at the year of the lifespan plus the interest rate. As for the replacement on services, the same method of calculation is applied to it.
Based on this slide, this is the answer for question 2b. The table is showing the initial cost, management cost, redecoration, furnitures and fittings, and replacement of services cost for each property A and B that you can obtain from question 2a. In order to get the percentage, for example, property A 74 is to divide RM45509.65 initial cost divided by the final property A, which is RM61,129.49, multiplied by 100% would be 74%. The second example is management cost RM12000 divided by 61,129.49 final cost, multiplied by 100%, we will get 20%. The others will be redundant. For the advice, initial cost contributes the highest percentage for both alternative with the highest allocated in property A with a total of 74%. Meanwhile, property B is only 73%. Number 2, building B is much more expensive than A, which it has a difference of 2.36%. In order to obtain this, based on the difference in cost, number 1, property B minus property A divided by property B multiplied by 100, you will get 2.36. Advice number 3, building A is cheaper by 2.41% compared to building B. Again, in order to obtain this, referring to number 2, property B would minus property A divided by property A multiplied by 100, you will get 2.41%. And that's all from us. Thank you.